We're going to focus in this video on a couple more advanced ceiling elements. So the first thing we're going to do is add ceiling tags. Ceiling tags are mainly used in anything where you have more than one ceiling height and ceiling type. So if you were building just a simple residential structure and it's sheetrock ceilings throughout, you may not need these. But a lot of times in commercial settings, we are working on an office, kind of a commercial example for this, you will have different ceiling types and ceiling heights throughout. So you're going to go, your book walks you through this step by step, but we're going to show it, I'll show it to you here too as well. You're going to go to Annotate, Tag by Category, and then you're going to go and you're going to click on your ceiling. And it's going to come up and say you have no tags. So do you want to load one? And you'll say yes. So it's going to, nope, it's gone through different things. So you're going to go to Imperial Library. So anytime it comes back to where you were, you can find this Imperial Library folder in here. I'm going to go to Annotations. I want to go to Architectural, and you can see I have Ceiling Tag or Ceiling Tag with Height. We are going to want Ceiling Tag with Height. So we're going to hit OK. And now when we hit it, it's going to place that for us and tell us what type of ceiling and what the height is. Okay, so I can do that for any one that I have, and you can see as I move around, it's going to show it in different places. So place it where it's easy to read. So you will do that for your different types of ceilings. So I just need one for my ACT because that's all at one height, and another one for my wood slat because it's there. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use that edit boundaries that I mentioned that's under flooring to create a more advanced ceiling as you go through. In your book, it walks you through this as well. So it gives you a different example for how you can do this with it. But it basically comes down to usually you're creating two different ceilings at different heights and then creating some sort of opening or boundary edit in that. So I have my wood slat ceiling at 10 feet, and I think what I want to do is create a lower sheetrock ceiling that I'm then going to create an opening where you can see the wood ceiling above it. Okay, and just in this reception area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Architecture, Ceiling, Sketch Ceiling. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the height here. So I want this to be 9 feet for my ceiling, okay? And we'll just skip off that so it's there. I'm going to get my, let's see, I think we can use a rectangle for here. And I'm going to put it right in there. And I am going to change my ceiling type. So I want it to be 5/8 GWB on metal stud. Remember again, that's your sheetrock ceiling. And I'm going to hit OK. Now, before we do anything else, I want to check and make sure everything's at the right height. So I want to go and use my section tool to place this and see what I have. And it's, yes, I have up here, I have a wood slat ceiling, and down here I have my sheetrock ceiling. Okay, so that's what I want to see. So I'm going to go back again, and I want to choose my sheetrock ceiling. So that's what it's saying I have right here, and click on that. Now I'm going to come up to Edit Boundary. Okay, and again, this talks more about it in your book under flooring if you want to go back and look at it. It's pretty simple. So I'm going to choose, I can choose a rectangle, I can choose a circle, I can draw it. But what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to create and draw an opening. And I want it to come just around these kind of 3 main lights that I've got here. So I'm going to draw that, and I'm going to hit the check to close it. Let's go, well, we'll leave the section tool. So now you can see it's showing my wood ceiling through it. And if I go to my section tool, this actually isn't, let's use the 3D view because that'll do a better job of showing what we did. So to see this, really, you want to go to your partition plan up here. So you're in your regular one. I'm going to come down and choose my camera and pull across here. And you can see now that I have a sheetrock ceiling with an inset and my wood ceiling is above it. Okay, so it's fairly simple to create a more advanced ceiling type. I could also do it kind of the opposite way. So let me delete this. And maybe, yes, Revit does ask you from time to time if you want to save things. So maybe I want my sheetrock ceiling, I want it 9 feet. And this time I'm just going to create an area of this that's going to be lower. And we're going to, we'll make it interesting. We'll do it off to the side. Sure, we'll go with that. Hit select. Okay, so now if I go back to my partition plan and I use my camera tool, it should show an area where I've got this lower sheetrock ceiling. So that sometimes is used, it's sometimes called a cloud, but say I had something that I wanted this to be really high and I want this area lower, okay? So you can do it either way to create a unique ceiling environment.